Yo, what is up, K-poppers? It is your king of K here, king of K-pop, Kyle. Um, I made a list here of K-pop, who I think are the top five best K-pop male dancers today. Originally, this was going to be a top 10 list, but I just didn't have time to compose this list and bring it together, so I just decided to do a top five. So these are the top five male uh, best K dancers I think there are in K-pop today. So starting off with number five, I got to go with Kai. Kai from XO. Um, Kai, his dancing style is not my sort of taste or style, but he is very versatile and um, dancing in various you know dance styles. He can do the hip hop. He can do the I don't know what you call it, like the ballet, type of. I think he, if I remember, I think Kai was in ballet or did took ballet dancing lessons, something like that. He could do jazz type dancing. So he's he's one of the few K-pop artists on the scene right now, or as an individual person in the K-pop scene that I think is very versatile. So Kai is number five. Number four for me is Zelo from BAP. Um, Zelo to me, I think is a really good dancer. I think he stands, cream of the crop as one of the best dancers right now. Zelo to me was someone who had extraordinary talent at such a young age. Because if you looked at Zelo when BAP first debuted a couple of years ago, Zelo was like 14, 15 maybe, and his dancing skills to me was on par or rivaled any other K-pop artist that may have been, 18 or 20 years old, and he was 15, doing everything that they could do and even more. So I think Zelo is a top-notch dancer for me. Number three, I've always thought Gi Kwang from Beast um, was a phenomenal dancer. I like his hip hop style. He brings something different to the table as well. If I remember correctly, years ago, I think he was trained by Rain. I know when he was a trainee originally in JYP, and when Rain was still a part of JYP himself, I think Rain helped with his training in terms of the dancing. And Rain himself is a decent dancer, but I think that kind of helped, and play some effect. And then, him being with Beast and Under Cube. So Gi Kwang to me, I think is a good dancer. He's at number three. Number two, number one and number two are some hard spots for me. But with number two, I gotta go with Taeyang at number two. Taeyang from Big Bang. Um, before I mention number one, before the person who I'm gonna mention as number one, before he came out, Taeyang to me was bar none number one. And to me, he still is a top-notch dancer in K-pop. Uh, Taeyang is smooth. You know, um, I probably have mentioned this before in times past. You get some K-pop dancers that you can tell, or some of these Korean K-poppers, you can tell that some of them they're good at dancing just because they've been training and practicing for 4 or 5 years, which makes them good. But then you have some of those select few K-pop artists where you know that dancing well to them is just natural. You don't have to stick them in a company for 4 or 5 years of training. I mean, sure it'll harness their skills and it'll add more to their repertoire, but they don't need to be trained for 4 or 5 years straight. They just naturally have the talent to dance. It's second nature to them. It's nothing you have to teach them. They already know. Taeyang to me is one of those very, very few K-pop idols to me where dancing to him it's natural. You can tell he's not a cookie cutter dancer. It's natural. He feels the rhythm. He feels the beat. Taeyang to me is a black man in a Korean body. I've said that for many years, and I still say that now to this day. Um, Taeyang to me is dancing with the smooth, even though most of his his dancing, you can really say, is not really freestyle. A lot of it's more choreographed type of like dancing, but it's still really good, and that's not a bad thing. Because even Justin Timberlake, I would say, he's not really as a dancer that would freestyle. He might not be too good. He's good as a choreographed dancer, excuse me. But Justin Timberlake, I think, is a decent dancer. The same I could say for same applies to Taeyang, but I think Taeyang's a much better dancer. But still, you get what I'm saying. So Taeyang comes in number 2. Now number 1, you guys probably able to figure what I already have. The same thing I said about Taeyang in terms of black man and an Asian body, and how his dancing skills come natural to him. It's nothing that you teach him. It's something that he already knew how to do. Jay Park, number 1, Jay Park. Jay Park to me, I think is a tremendous dancer. He can break dance. He can do choreographed dancing. He can do acrobatic dancing. Like the stuff that 2PM used to do back in the day. He could do that, obviously, because he was a part of 2PM. But Jay Park's dancing is more American style, granted, because he was born and raised in the States. So I like his style. His style is kind of similar to mine and how I dance. So Jay Park to me is number 1. You guys let me know who you think are your top 5 best male dancers in K-pop. I want to hear your list in the comment box below. What do you think of mine? Leave your thoughts in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.